y'all, what's up? And welcome to Bougie Banter. I'm your girl, Nisha B, my sister, Tasha Too Funny, and my mom, Dr. Fletcher. Today, we are drinking our go-to wine, per usual, One Hope wine. Everybody got your glasses?
Here we go.
Today, we are drinking Chardonnay 2020 California One Hope wine. The link is in our bio if you want to get this bottle. Try it out. It's really good so far. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move over to a trending topic. Suki is an upcoming rapper, which she's been out for a while, but she's not really mainstream. Um, I guess this guy YK, what's his name? So yeah, he's a rapper. I guess is he a rapper?
I don't know.
Well, YK kissed her, and now that's a whole thing that's trending, and she was upset about that. And honestly, I didn't like that. I don't feel like you should be allowed to touch on anybody. You shouldn't be allowed to kiss on people. You don't know her like that. Even if you did, like I don't know. I feel like that was disrespectful. The guy who was sitting beside her, I think on her right, his reaction kind of let it know like she did not know that was about to happen, and everybody was a little. It was off putting, and I believe she put some different stuff out about it now. I know she tweeted a couple things about it, but he disrespected her, in my opinion. Tasha, you can go first.
Okay, so first of all, my opinion. I don't care who you are. I don't care what they got on. I don't care what they promote. I don't care what they talk about. When you go to the strip club, they walk around butt naked. Guess what? You can't touch them. Period. It doesn't matter what they do. To me, that's victim blaming. On and on and on and on and on. However, some of the comments did say things about, she's making a bigger deal out of it than
Yeah.
I can't say whether she is or isn't because I'm not in her shoes. It's kind of hard to tell nowadays because a lot of women are comfortable with different things, especially you out partying, you out dancing, you're drinking, everybody twerking and shaking their butt. And, sometimes girls will come up and smack girls on their butt and girls will be like, ah. But I'm the type of person, I'm like, no, I don't like that. But am I the type of person who's like, no, I don't like that? Like right now here
In the
am I
moment.
confrontational that way? Or am
Yeah.
I the type of person who's like, girl, get me away from these girls because I do not like that kind of stuff. Like,
The video looked like she really wasn't able to process it, and then after the fact, she thought about it, and now when you thinking about it, you're in your feelings. You
mhm,
react differently.
right? Because I'm not confrontational like that. I'm like, oh,
It seemed like she wanted to still be friendly enough to at least not throw off her audience and, make it a whole negative thing or about her in that moment. But and I seen comments like on Twitter that were just saying she gonna run with it. But if it happened to me, I'm gonna do what I want to do because it happened to me. So it's my experience, and I can run with it or ignore it or whatever if that's what I want to do.
and nobody gets to tell you how you're supposed to respond when you're supposed to respond. Nobody gets to tell you that he violated her. Bottom line,
Yep.
he did not have her permission. I don't think she liked it. And for me, I cringe with the thought of somebody that I don't know like that. Um,
Touching me.
touching me, it's like that
Even
makes
if
me cringe. I don't want, especially you kissing me.
mm-hmm.
And that's a lot. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And then I think he did it twice.
I don't
No,
remember.
I don't think he had a right to violate her that way. And I think it's wrong for people to make these comments and saying that, oh, now she gonna run with it. What? He actually did this. It's on film.
Yeah.
Now I did see a post where he supposedly apologized for it, and he may very well have been thinking we're having fun, we're just playing. Is But you have to be careful, especially this day and age,
Yep.
and at a time of Me Too, the Me Too movement, and all. You need to be real careful about putting your hands on people without their permission.
Right. Yeah. Everything's about consent. If you
Right.
didn't consent, don't do it.
Because once you open the door, you can't tell me how to walk through it.
Right.
You already opened the
Amen.
door, baby. Let's
Amen.
go. You can't tell me how to respond to, or you supposed to. I did this. You supposed to do. No, you did what you did, and
Now
now
you
here
gotta
we
deal with
go.
it.
Let's turn it up. No, I'm just playing.
No,
But
but
really, for real, because I would be mortified.
yeah. Especially if even if we were cool like that. Like everybody has their boundaries, everybody has their limitations. Don't touch me. It like even like remember in one of the acting classes when they were talking about talk with your partner about what you are okay with and what you're not okay with because consent even in practicing acting scenes is important. It's imperative. You have to have those conversations. And maybe he was planning it up for the audience, and we don't
Caught
know.
up in the moment.
Right, we didn't watch the whole video, so we don't know what all was going on. But either way, she spoke about it, and apparently she was uncomfortable. So that's a problem. You gotta be careful what you do.
And even if she's running with it, what is so wrong about having a conversation about consent, boundaries, and respect?
At one
What's
point,
so wrong about spark?
at one point that was a whole trending thing. Like I remember watching some behind the scenes for Harry Styles' video when he did Watermelon, and I don't remember if he had to like touch on them or not, but he asked for consent before he touched anybody. Every single take.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if I touch you? Okay. Is
Because
it okay?
things change from 1 minute to the next.
Right.
I might smell your breath, and now I don't want to do this anymore. That means that's enough. Stop. Halt. I no longer like you. Anything. I could have a thought that crosses my mind that reminded me of a situation that was whatever, and
Triggered
now
some
I don't
traumas.
and now I don't want to do this anymore. Whatever. That's
Yeah.
it. But people just think that they have the right to just no, you don't.
You know what? I remember when I was young, I had a job, and I remember sitting at my desk, and he was training us, and he would walk around and he start rubbing your shoulders.
Oh yeah.
And I remember that feeling, like it was an older man, but it was so uncomfortable that I couldn't say anything, because especially going through orientation and he's training us. But I remember that feeling, of somebody touching me, and I did not want to be touched. I did not like it at all.
I think everyone has had that experience at least 5 times.
Yeah.
At least 5 times.
Yeah.
Where somebody said something, or it's like, ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, that's right.
Only thing I don't like is that I'm not the type of person who will be like, hey, don't touch me. I don't like that.
Right.
Like, that's my only with myself is that I'm like, oh.
And a lot of people do that, and then it's perceived as, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
I
Just
hate
don't
that.
don't touch me.
Some people just don't want the confrontation,
Mhm.
so you try to avoid that. But being by herself, she could be, now she's like, in the moment of it, especially everybody around her was like it was a fun thing,
Right, and
so
they playing it up.
and she's coming and messing it up.
If she would have reacted in that moment, it would have came off as she messed it up. I think
Right.
after the fact, she had time to process it and said, I did not like that. That was not comfortable for me. That's a problem. That's an issue. Because now it's almost perceived as she's okay with something like that. So who else is going to now disrespect that boundary?
Right.
Who else that she going to have to be cautious when she goes to different things and do different things, because they're going to be like, well, he did it, was a problem. Why can't I? All right, y'all. We'll be right back.
Hello, ACHI nominees. Welcome to ACHImagazine.com. I'm your girl, Nisha V, and I have a special announcement for the ACHI 2023 season. So this season, we are thrilled to announce that we are going to commence our Red Letter campaign on July 21st, officially, which will be distributed nationwide. We will be hosting the ACHI Magazine Awards Tour October 28th until November 5th from Decatur, Georgia, Clayton, North Carolina, and again in Norfolk, Virginia. And to top it off, we're bringing back the ACHI Magazine Nominee Luncheon, which we've had thousands of women attend over the years. So this year, we will be hosting one luncheon in Atlanta, Georgia, September 15th at the exclusive Buckhead Club. And remember, at the nominee luncheon, you get to network with different women from different areas, different backgrounds, different professions. You'll get to promote your business, your services, and your products, and hopefully build many lasting relationships. But the time is running out to nominate, so be sure to do so at achimagazine.com/nominate and join us for all the celebrations. In addition, ACHI Magazine is opening its pages up to our nominees this year at major discounts. We also have some different promotion going on with the ACHI Studios film that's going to be filmed in November in Georgia and in Virginia. So be sure to click on the link directly below to get more details of everything we have.
All right, y'all, welcome back. So now we're going to go ahead and move over to a different video I've seen trending. And it is talking about this woman is doing this little black girl's hair, and she's albino. The little girl is, and basically the way she does her hair, she doesn't know how to do textured hair. Would you trust someone from a different ethnicity to do your hair? Now, here is my 2 cents. Working in the film industry, I'm sorry, but it's very seldom when you find somebody who actually knows how to do textured hair. That is something I've had an issue with since the beginning. From my makeup to the hair, it's always a hot mess. and doing like background and stuff, we be looking a mess. We be looking busted. Them wigs don't be right. The hair, it just everything looks a mess. And you don't have any person who looks like me to do my hair. And the ones who look like me get it. I'm sorry. And yes, you can be trained for it, but from the few when you look at different hair schools, one of the hair schools I looked at before in Virginia, when Kara was going, they didn't have on the curriculum African American hair, afros. They didn't have that up there. It was just the Caucasian hair. That was it. So that was only a requirement in order to get your hair license. How can you get a whole hair license? And I've complained about this on my TikTok before. But how can you get a hair license and only know one type of hair? How does that work? So for me, no, you cannot touch my hair unless I know that you have a lot that I know from. Let me look at your portfolio. Who else have you done hair of that I can verify that I know that you're not gonna mess it up? I didn't even like. Sometimes I don't even like when black women do my hair because they don't take the care that I feel like should be taken in my hair. So now I do my hair myself. That's why I have locks now. Dr. Fletch, you can go first.
For me, it's a hard no. Now, I think it's a difference between saying somebody to do your hair, because I've gone on to shows where I'm possibly doing like an interview, and then on those interviews you just get whoever they have to touch you up real quick, and they don't really be trying to do nothing to your hair because they know they don't know how to do your hair. So I've gone to those places and had them pat pat pat, and then say, "Oh, you looks good. Okay, go on." That kind of thing. But now, if I was choosing somebody to take care of my hair, you need to look like me. I'm not going to somebody. And also, I don't even like. I don't like a bald head hairdresser. I'm sorry.
Right,
I don't. I don't even like that. I like to look at somebody that has my hair, looks like me, but she has some hair, and then I'll trust you. I'm like, okay, she know what she doing because she could take care of her own hair, so she know how to do mine. But I would not go to somebody. I don't trust other ethnicities personally. I don't.
You need to specialize in my hair.
I think what it is just being comfortable with our culture. Like it's for all things. I like my doctor be black. It just makes me feel more comfortable that they understand my genetics because they live it. That's not really from a textbook because anybody can learn anything. I know there's plenty of stylists in every profession of other races that do great. But I think it's just a comfortability thing. Like, oh, I like somebody who looks like me. It's like, I don't think it's necessarily that. I don't believe that because I went to hair school. I ain't finished, but I went.
Now, what was your curriculum? Was afros a part of the curriculum?
It was both because we had to do jerry curls and wave nouveaux and texturizers. We had to do relaxers.
What school were you looking at?
I went to two different schools. I went to one in College Park, and I went to one in
And
Virginia
they both
Beach.
had the same curriculum.
And they both have because the book in the state is the same book no matter what you go to because the state tests from that book, and we had to do both. We had to learn both, and what we more so learned was hair density and density and porosity rather than straight and curly. We more so learned about that so that way you use chemicals, you know how to penetrate dense hair or highly porous hair. So that's what we more so learned. But knowing how to style it, knowing about oils and shea butter and that kind of thing, to me, I think that's more cultural.
Yeah, you know, do that on your own.
Yeah, that's something that you grew up in our household, and not even just cultural in that way of hair care products, but styles, trends. So it's so much more that's bigger than, oh, you white, you can't do my hair, because I knew a white girl who was blacker than culturally more.
I've seen. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Thank you.
I've seen a lot of There's this girl on TikTok I've seen recently, and she braids hair, and the braids look good, like it looked nice. But I don't know. I'm picky about who touches my hair, black, white, it don't matter. But in reference to this video, I don't feel like she knew enough about the hair density, the hair porosity, to even have done all the things that she did. I mean, she used 3 or 4 different heating elements on her hair. That's gonna cause damage all day.
I mean, the video showed clearly that you took the child to someone who did not have a clue what they were doing. But I think that the lady, either
she did the best she could.
Yeah, I think she did the best she could, and either she thought she could do better than she actually did, or B, she just wanted the money and was like, I don't care, I'm gonna make it work anyway, right. Or C, ooh, look at me, I'm about to go viral, because, or not viral, but just, maybe not plan on going viral, but just I'm going to make a video of me
Right.
doing this person's hair, and I'm going to put it on the internet, and everybody's going to look at me like, oh, okay, look at her. She did a good job.
Right.
Like, she did it for the accolades, whatever. One of those reasons she did it, and she just did a terrible job.
And I feel like maybe the mama should do a little more research before she just took her there.
Facts. Cause,
Or even if you took her there and you realize, like, because, like, I'm the type that, like how you said earlier about the don't touch me and you, like, won't say it to him and I'll, like, slide out the way. I'm the type that if I come into, like, a salon hair or nails and I don't see the person that I trust that I've been going to do it, I say, hey, is so-and-so here? No? All right, bye. I'll be back when she comes back. Because I don't trust everybody on me. I don't want you to touch my hair,
But
my
you-
nails, nothing.
that's a whole thing too, like not saying it, because like there's a whole thing trending now about speaking up
Speaking
at
up
the
for
hair
yourself.
salon. At the hair salon, because I will look and be like, "Do you like it?" Mm-hmm. And get in the car and call my mama and cry in the parking lot
Yeah.
about
You
how
know
terrible
what?
my hair is, and I paid $70. I'm so upset. I wish I could get my money back.
That happened to me one time, and that was the last time I had relaxed hair. I said, okay, bet. I'm out. I said, I can do bad by myself. I don't need your help. But since then, when I went and I would get my hair straightened, I remember the lady thought I was crazy, but I said, I need to see the mirror. And I hold the mirror the entire time she did my hair. And I'm like, I don't like that. Mm-mm. The entire time.
I wish I was like that.
She knew how I was, and she said, well, she had no issues. She already knew what was up. And I had her, because I was going natural, and I wanted her to cut off the hair that was still relaxed. And I was like, I want you to do big chop. I said, I need to see it, though. And I watched her
Mm-hmm.
the entire time. I watched her every time she touched my hair. I'm watching in the mirror because I don't trust y'all. I'm sorry.
Not me.
It
I
ain't even
spin around and be surprised.
And at that point, it ain't even just the ethnicity. I don't trust people. You ain't touching me, especially not my little locks, baby. No,
yeah.
I will sit there for 5 days, tired, but it's gonna get done the way I feel like it should get done because I don't trust y'all in my hair. Did you have
Mm-hmm.
anything
You
else?
know, I remember when I was young and I had I didn't understand that, you know how they tell you they gotta trim a certain amount. Oh, you got split ends. Let me trim this. And I remember seeing her in the mirror and she had like this much.
Like
that
almost
she was
a whole
gonna
inch.
cut my hair. I remember literally when I seen my hair sticking through her fingers like this, I slid on the floor. I was like, oh no, you're not cutting my hair like that. She said, I was sitting on the floor. And she asked me, she said, you don't want me to cut your split ends? No. You do a light trim. I said a light trim.
Yeah.
That ain't no light trim. I'm
Yeah.
not starting.
I think a lot of people, and then they call it scissor happy, because cutting, I know it feels cool. Like you're just like you're pulling it up, and you pulling it up, and they get scissor happy. Like it's a thing. It's a real
That
feeling.
sounds so funny in the
You
headphone.
know, because it do. You just, you know what I'm saying, and
But you know
pulling it out
what?
and cutting. It is.
If I was now, this is another thing that when it comes to ethnicity, if I was to go and get my hair cut and want to get like a real style, I'm going to the white girls. I like how they cut hair, but I think because their hair grows so daggone fast, they just be knowing how to cut it right. Every time I get a haircut by a black woman, I don't like it.
Yeah, because
I be like, this ain't got no shape. It ain't cute. But when I go to the white girls,
be
I
that
be like,
bounce.
okay,
It'd be that bump bob.
yeah, it's just
Because
right.
I wanted
But I think
a
maybe
pixie.
they cut hair more often.
Yeah.
Because I don't really see a lot of black girls cutting their hair that much anyway. But
Yeah.
if I was like, freshly starting my natural hair and I want to have my hair was already straightened or something, I would go to work and say, can you give me a cut?
Mhm.
Because their hair, every time they cut hair, I don't know, I
I
love
don't
it.
think they're going to know what the heck they doing.
Well, if I cut
If
my
I
hair
blow-
already kind of
yeah.
straight,
Natural?
If I blow it straight,
I wouldn't go with nobody natural.
yeah,
I
not my
go
curly
even
state.
even the black styles. I go with my hair in the form that I feel like you can handle my hair. You're not
Yeah.
finna mess my hair up. I
Right.
don't care.
Right.
You got too much trust in these people that you don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
Where's your credentials? How long you been licensed? Let me see your portfolio of book of work. That look a mess. You ain't doing my hair.
Right. And then you gotta have done somebody with hair like mine,
And I need
as
to see
well,
it,
because
and I
my
need to
hair is
hear that
very,
review.
the way that it is, and I don't got time. You're not about to
But this is
my hair
exactly
be
why.
lopsided.
And this is exactly why we got locks now. Because
Yeah.
clearly we don't trust none of y'all. So hopefully y'all get it together so you can continue to make money and this industry don't have to get taken over by AI.
Oh, the hair industry is a hot mess right now.
And, oh yeah, in
It's a hot
Atlanta
mess
with
right
the
now.
whole the overly charging.
Yeah, it's
If I gotta comb my
with
hair
your hair already
Clean,
washed,
trimmed, straight.
Literally, what happened? Like,
Bring your flat
I
iron.
used to go to the stylist, right? Put something on the electric. What? But when I used to go to the hair salon, my shampoo and deep conditioner, a hot oil treatment, all that stuff. That was like the main thing I'm coming for. The style was just how I'm leaving, but I came for hair care. And they were like, no, you came for a style. And I'd be like, well, what about my hair underneath this wig? I'm bald head.
I think one of the last women I went to get my hair straightened, that was the last time I got my hair straightened in general. She did a good job. She did the whole full blown treatment. The issue I had though, 'cause I think she was Dominican, she was just a little too rough on my hair, in my opinion, when it came to her straightening it. She did the whole blow dry method thing, which that dang did not last, girl. I need heat.
Yeah.
I should have been like,
I had that.
let's
I
get
had
some
that
different
before
heat.
too, and it was just.
Oh my god, I caught myself going to the gym,
Yeah.
and this is why I ain't work out.
Yeah.
That's nothing we had to deal with.
Because I went to the gym this morning,
Yeah.
and
You ain't got to worry about it now.
I put a headband on, like a sweatband or a scarf on, and I leave my hair down. I be cute at the gym.
I mean, I'll tell you what, when y'all tired of the natural hair struggle, the getting charged $99.99 every time you want to come in and get a trim or anything, when you tired of bringing your flat iron to the hairstylist and getting paid $25 because the coil wrinkled up, get yourself some locks, girl. DIY your micro locks.
Okay, if they're gonna do their locks themselves, because
if you do it yourself, because everybody costs a lot.
prices on locks?
Yeah, I ain't paying it.
Well, the girl I go to, I absolutely love. She does a great job on my hair. She does everything. I have a nice private area. I can go to we talk and have like our little therapy section, because back in the day, hairstylist was a therapist too.
Yeah, I used to love that.
We have our little session. She does my hair. She scratches my scalp, give me like that little eye. I love it. So
I do miss that though.
I need it. I need it. I need a moment to get away from my kids.
That's all you be doing, trying to run.
I need a moment.
Finding different ways to escape.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We'll be right back.
It's in God's hands now.
All right, and we're back. So, for this last topic, I wanted to talk about another. Of course, everything is trending. Basically, this guy, I think it was a acted out. It seemed like a fake video to me. Seemed very staged, but it's still a good topic. So the guy was talking about, was it the one with his grandmother moving in?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the way he set it up was that his wife, his grandmother's moving in, and his wife needs to take care of her, even though she works full time and deals with the kids. So the question I'll pose then is it wrong for a wife to refuse to take care of her in-laws? Now, I know in certain cultures that is expected, which is why I avoid dating certain cultures. I'm not, in certain beliefs, I'm not dealing with that. To me, it's a no. Who want to go first?
Well, for me, I think that's one of those situations where it's like you got to talk about these things before you get married. But even if you don't actually have a conversation about it, what you can kind of look at the situation. Like you can look at what's probably going to come up in the future one day. In-laws, parents, and they're going to get older. Who's going to stay with who? Okay, and if you're looking at this situation and say, okay, they're an only child, you're marrying an only child before you marry them. And so it's kind of assumed that, at some point you're going to have to help. You know what y'all finances look like. You know what y'all house look like. So you got to start thinking in your mind about, those things ahead of time and what the plan is going to be. And if that's not something that you're willing to do and to be a part of, you need to have a conversation about it, or you need to move on and not marry that person. But I believe that we are going to figure out a way to take care of our people.
Real quick to add, as far as what the video is saying, that's more of mine. Like he expected her to can take care of his parent or his grandmother, on top of taking care of the kids, on top of taking the house and all the other things. I feel like that's yeah. For that purpose of that particular video, I feel like that's too much. Mm-hmm. But if we can, go ahead, dude.
Especially with her having a job. Now, when Tasha was talking about how if you're an only child, or and even with you saying that it's different cultures in the Black community, we don't normally just put our our people away. We normally take care of our people.
Mhm.
Now, the way I was raised and what I honestly believe, I always seen it as the oldest child's responsibility, especially if it was if you had a female. Um, but now, so anyway, let me finish that thought. Is so for me, it was only natural for my mother to come and live with me. That was just a natural thing. And before my husband's mother passed, I always assumed that she would go to her daughters. She had three daughters, so I figured she would live with one of them. I wasn't expecting to be the one. I expected myself to be taking care of my mother, you know, and I know for my mom, I even said the other day we had a conversation. I said if something happened to me, God forbid, that I passed before my mom, I would give my house to whichever daughter would be willing to allow my mom to spend the rest of her days in the house that she's accustomed to. Because as she gets older, I don't want her going to a strange place, and I would want her to be in the environment that she's used to. So whoever was willing to allow her to continue here would get the house. But also, I think with my mother does have means to help contribute, so that how in the video he was saying that you get up in the morning with her and
Yeah,
make
he
her.
was ridiculous.
That was crazy.
but
But
I-
my mother does have means that I would, even as she gets older, I already know now that I'll be hiring somebody. Thank God my father left her something so that she could be provided for the rest of her life. So she wouldn't be this big burden. She does have her own means and her own income. But I do believe that that oldest child, to me, culturally, because that's just how I was raised and what I've always seen, that we take care of our family, but it is maternal the maternal parents, which is the wife, the female, the parents go with her. Now, I don't know about if you don't have any daughters, because Tasha, you're in that situation
Yeah.
where your spouse doesn't have any daughters.
Right.
Now, what?
Well, for me, this is this is the thing, and that's what I was like, to your point. She was saying in the video, we have a 3-bedroom house. This is going to put a strain on our marriage and on our family to have her here, because now you have another person who needs to be taken care of, who just adds another dynamic into the home. Living with a roommate is hard,
Mhm.
who can completely take care of themselves. Having an extra baby is hard. So you can imagine how difficult it is going to be for them to live in a 3-bedroom home with somebody they have to take care of, and it might put a strain on their marriage to where their marriage may not survive it. Those are the types. This is a big deal decision. It's not a situation where it's like, oh well, it's a no brainer. Come on, no, it is. You have to think about this and really, really decide what you're going to do. But to support the point I was making earlier, I know today that at some point, my mom and my husband's mom are going to something's going to need to shake. So I need to be thinking about today the same way I'm thinking about retirement, the same way I'm thinking about my kids' college, even though they're 2 years old and 8 months old. I'm thinking about today, how am I going to create a situation where she can come and live and we can all be comfortable in our home? You have a 6-bedroom home with 3 floors. You don't even see her some days.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's easy to say, yeah, come on. She has her own wing. And if I had a 3-bedroom home where I'm like, excuse me, bumping into you in the bathroom, or your clothes is in the wash machine, or you use the last of the sugar, ain't say nothing. How would I feel then? So that's a tough situation.
The weird thing though, that's his grandma. That's not his mom.
Which is even more reason to let her
Yeah.
stay. She's extra,
Well, no,
extra old.
but now she's really gonna need help,
right.
because if that age, and that's crazy to me, because I'm like, where is your children, the actual children, like his parents and them?
What if
Right,
they pass
and his
away? You
aunts and
never
them?
know.
Now, if they did,
What if they don't have financial situation to live comfortably for her? What if they literally
it don't
live,
sound like they got it either. The
I
way
mean,
that video was set up.
you'd be surprised how many people they're doing the best in their family, even with very little. You
That's
know what
true.
I'm saying? They got the best going on available. Because, I mean, there's some people out there who a nursing home would be a healthier option, because they might live with rodents. They might live with, infestations of, different
Yeah.
things. Well, you want grandma to live here with bed bugs, or you want her to go to the
Mm.
nursing home where it's a clean facility, So you really have to look at all of
that's
it.
definitely something.
That's gonna, because I don't know what none of my
I-
husband's brother's situation is gonna look like, but who knows what it's gonna look like in
Somebody need
30,
to
40,
prepare for
50
it.
years.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a situation where I'm gonna be like, all right, Michelle, I'm going to my mansion and I'm gonna leave you here at the apartment? You know what I'm saying? No, it's gonna be like, who's come on,
Who's in the best position to help?
right? And I have to make sure I'm in a position to where if I am the best position, if it so happens that I am the best position, it's still gonna be comfortable for my life.
Yeah,
Because it's a possibility.
I think well, I didn't. Dang, I forgot my point, but I think
Sorry.
no, you good. I think what I didn't like about his video, I think I didn't like his disregard to what she already contributes, and his attitude came off like this your job. It's my grandmother, but this your job. You gonna take care of her as if she's a nurse, and as if she's not working full time, as if she ain't taking care of the house, as if she ain't a wife, the mother, all this other stuff, as if she
Yeah.
don't have these other things. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with making accommodations to make sure that she is taken care of and she's brought into the house. That's fine, especially if you end up getting like a nurse or whatever. But to say that no, you are going to stop everything you're doing to take care of something that I knew I was going to have to take care of at some point, I'm gonna put it all on you.
As the
And
man.
right, is my expectations for you to handle it now. Even though I signed up and I already knew what was going to happen, I knew it was coming. There we are. Me and my whole family had a conversation, but we just didn't include you in it. But you gonna handle all of it. I don't like that.
Because the thing about it is, he's not gonna have a wife long.
Right.
He's
And
not gonna have a wife. It's gonna
well,
be you and your grandma at your house.
Yup.
Well,
Yeah,
but you
that's
know
a-
what? At least he'll have the rooms then.
Because at some point he's supposed to say like, listen, baby, I need you to do this for me, and I'm going to do this, that, and the third to make sure that you're okay in this situation and how we need to make it work. If I need to pick up a second job to afford the nursing to come in because it's my grandma, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I know everybody wants to say happy house, happy spouse, happy house, but I still have in the back of my mind, even though we didn't switch to happy spouse, happy house, happy wife, happy life. Because if I'm not happy, nobody's happy. My
Then they change
home,
it to happy spouse.
that's what a lot of the things were saying. Oh, it's not all about the wife.
It's all
but the thing about it is, like my husband told me, I'm the wife. He bought the house. I make it a home. I'm the one who creates peace in the home.
creates life.
I create life in the home. I make it the way that it is. And when I'm not happy, everyone feels it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not because I'm just some, controlling it. But when I'm upset, and if I say I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm just quiet. I'm not fun. I'm not laughing. I'm not, energetic. I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm the mom and I'm the wife. I'm the one who makes the home, the dinners. I make the food. I set the table. I light the candles. I play the music. I'm the one who makes the home feel the way it feels. So if I'm not in a good spirit and my energy is just so,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna be happy. Y'all need to get it together.
I didn't like that. I didn't like I just didn't like his disrespect. It just came off like,
The way he came off.
yeah, like I get it. If we already made this decision and now it's like, hey, babe, now it's time. I just think it's a different way to approach it. You don't you don't talk to your partner like that.
First of all,
And I think that's what it is. It's the disrespect part to me. I get it. In some cultures, that is, expected. And that's fine because we already understood about your culture, about your religion, about all the views you have. We already discussed that before we even got married. So I already know what I'm walking into.
right.
And I'll either walk in or I'm going to walk away.
Mhm.
But this is already discussed. It sounded the way the video was set up, which I still feel like it's a fake video, but whatever. The way it was set up is just like it's thrown at her randomly, and you should just
Right.
magically accept it and be okay and be willing to adjust. And no, you're not allowed to throw my life into whack because you're making a different decision. Did we have a conversation about that?
Mhm.
Especially if you're relying on my back
Mhm.
to make sure it's good.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was something when he said. Another part of the video, he said that he was taping it for the family so that they know
Woo, girl.
how she is coming off.
Girl.
I feel like that is so staged.
The conversation between me and my husband, you gonna tape it to use it against me with them?
Right.
I don't play that at all.
And he is making it a us against you kind of thing.
And it sure is us
they're,
against
as a
you.
husband and wife, they're supposed to be together.
So
You
what
know
you
what?
can do is take your half of the alimony after the child support and the alimony in this house, this mortgage, and you can do whatever you want with you and your family.
Yeah,
And you're gonna show it to your family Why can't none of them come get her? You need
That's
me,
what I'm. That's
but you teaming up with them.
and I
Right,
think that's
right.
another one of my things. But like you said, there could be something going on. But I feel like I, I don't know. Maybe did he volunteer and then just didn't discuss it with her?
No, it sounded to me like they had discussed it previously, and he was recording it to say like she's still on the same type of stuff because she already told him, no,
No.
that's not happening. She going to her nursing home. We have a 3-bedroom apartment. It's too small. I made my points. You made your points, and the final decision is if we're not both on board, then we're not doing it.
I remember when I was young, my mom and uh, my dad went to a so-called family meeting with his people, and they were discussing somebody coming into the area. They just got one of his relatives, one of his brothers, his siblings had just got married, and they needed a place to stay. And because we had 3 bedrooms, their family meeting, they decided that they should come stay at our house. And my mom was like, "That won't be happening."
Was she at the meeting?
No.
And I think that's my issue. How are you going to take out one of the key players in the game
Because
and not include them?
if you really think for a second that one door is unlocked, one light is switched on or off without my say, you got another thing coming. You got it twisted all up.
Yeah, there's no way.
This is my, but you also have to make sure you have a man you're in your relationship, because my husband set that tone. He set that tone that whatever Tasha say, when he said I got to check with my wife, he really do got to check with his wife. But I check with my husband too. We check with each other. We have said that we have created that relationship one unto the other. But we have that kind of relationship where it's like, no, I really got to check with Tasha because she might not go with this, and if she don't go with this,
it's done.
That's it.
When I look back, on our relationship, especially me and my husband, when we were in the beginning, and I'm trying to remember, did I offer my home when we allowed family to stay with us, or was the decision made for me?
Like you were told.
And I think the decision was made for me.
One of those consent things.
I think I was put, because I was young, and I feel like I was put in a position where I couldn't be the bad guy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that I was necessarily asked. It was kind of told to me, and I couldn't be the bad guy and be like,
yeah, it was that consent thing, like we were saying earlier about how you're like.
I mean, it's crazy how all this kind of like works
ties
together.
Yeah.
Because me, baby, 31 or 18, it don't matter. If it inconveniences me and it affects me personally, it's a problem. And if we haven't not discussed it and I said, okay, trust and believe, I have no problem with everybody being uncomfortable and not getting no sleep.
Right.
Because we all finna sit up today.
Yeah.
Hello, get out. No, I'm not doing it. But I get it. You were young. It's a different time.
Yeah.
I just thank God. Right. And I just thank God that I am in the position I am, because it's a no for me.
But it just kind of goes back to, just what I wanted in a relationship, what I wanted in a marriage, and what type of relationship and marriage I wanted to be in. Because if this wasn't this situation, then we wouldn't be together. As simple as that. I ain't got to be with nobody. You asked me. I ain't asked you.
I think the biggest difference at that time, my children was very small, so I wasn't bringing in an income.
Yeah.
Sure.
This man is asking her, who was paying half the bills, and so it's like,
you really done twisted.
You are really crazy.
I ain't bringing no income either, but I ain't going for it.
So not only am I 50-50, but I'm 50-50, but then I don't even get an opinion. I mean, I understand that though, but honestly, when I do get married, I don't plan on being 50-nothing, but I'm also not bringing nothing. But let me tell you something, I'm still gonna say no.
Yeah, it's still
I don't
a
give a
house.
crap.
Well, see, you're older. You're a lot more mature. At the time, I was a baby, so yeah, I didn't even realize that
you didn't understand your power.
Right. And on top of that, you may not have understood exactly because like I know that dynamics change just from having roommates. That's life experience that has taught me. And life experience has taught me that if you don't set your boundaries early, you're gonna get all jacked up. So at 18, I probably wasn't even wise enough to think that this could be an issue. if I let this happen. If I don't say anything, I'm just like, okay, well, I've never had a bad experience with it before,
Why
so
not?
yeah,
You're
okay,
right.
whatever.
I didn't
Everybody's on
know
board
what
with it. Let's do it. Whatever.
I didn't know what I didn't really know what the repercussions of this would. It didn't go well, but I didn't know. But I didn't know that that was going to be how it
But you
is.
know what?
I had no experience here, so I
Yeah.
was like, when it was told to me, I was like, oh, okay,
Well, it didn't go that bad. Y'all still together.
we still together.
Yeah.
But in that video, they ain't finna be together. Y'all, we done finished the bottle. Make sure y'all get a bottle of our One Hope. This one is our Chardonnay. We have a whole bunch of different flavors. We shout out different flavors each episode. Be sure to hit that link in our bio on YouTube or on Instagram or on what is it? Oh, TikTok. So thank you all for tuning in today. Until next time, join us right here on the couch. Bye.